Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's topic, which is doing your planning on the back of a napkin and then tossing it away. Now, if you're like most of us, you've probably been, drummed into your head that you need to plan everything out. I used to be like that myself. That you need you probably see it in a lot of businesses. They're always talking about a 10-year plan, and maybe if you want to go to a bank to get a loan or something, you need to have something, kind of a business plan written out before they will actually, give you the loan. And, it's been drummed into our heads so many times. You need to plan everything out. You need to know exactly where you're going, where your business is going, what you need to do next. Not just today and tomorrow, but, the next weeks, the months and the years ahead. You need to have an idea of, what you're doing. And I was reading a book recently called Rework, which I highly recommend everybody should read, but it goes into the topic of planning, and it made me aware of how planning is totally ridiculous. If you're giving your bank manager or whatever a 10-year plan of how you see the business going, there's no guarantee that the future is going to work out exactly like that. You might have an idea of where you'll be in a couple of years' time, but you don't actually know. In 10 years' time, who knows? You mightn't be actually on the planet anymore. Your business could be gone. You don't know what contracts you're going to win, what contracts you're going to lose. And the same it is for authors and people online too with their online businesses. When you blog, if you're an author, maybe that's running a blog and maybe doing some fiction writing, who knows? Maybe your blogging might actually take off and surpass your income from your fiction writing. Maybe you mightn't be as successful in the fiction writing that you think maybe you had a plan that was where you were going to go. Your fiction writing was going to be the vehicle that was going to get you the notoriety, going to get you the earnings and all those different things. And maybe you're going to find out maybe that it was the blog maybe that suddenly takes off. And so from reading the Rework book, it really opened my eyes to, not planning and maybe just taking it a day at a time or maybe a week at a time and, having a rough idea of where you're going to go next, but maybe just play it by ear and see what happens. Like with the blog, as I said, you don't know which is going to be more successful. You might have planned out maybe a book series, maybe a 5-10 book series that you're going to run, maybe like a Harry Potter thing or something like that. What happens if the first book flops? That plan is it's gone. And the thing about having a plan like that too, when you see, where you want the future to go, if the future doesn't actually work out to your plan, it can be very disheartening. It can put a lot of pressure on you, when your plan is totally just, falls apart. What's your next step going to be? Whereas maybe if you just went and shorten it down to maybe a 3-month plan or maybe a month plan or a week plan, you can have a look at that first book, release it, see how it does. If it does well, if your audience wants more, write a sequel. Maybe go in a different direction. Maybe you might write horror maybe in one book, and maybe you could try maybe your hand at maybe science fiction or something like that and see which direction, which is more successful to you. And from that there, you can do a little bit of time, like as Martin Luther King says, when you're climbing a stairway, you take it one step at a time. You always know there's another step to take, and sometimes just taking it one step at a time kind of, it takes a lot of the pressure off you when you know what you're going to do next, and when you do it to your best of your ability, that you're coming on to the next step, a better version of the person that was on the last step, rather than having this kind of set a railroad kind of path that you need to follow. And sometimes if it doesn't work out, it can totally derail you and make you want to give up and frustration or whatever. For example, like even when I look back at when I started doing Minecraft, the fiction books I started to write, when I wrote the first one, I didn't envision or see the next 16 books were going to come through. If I had thought about it back then, I probably would have been so much pressure. What storylines do I need to create? What characters need to come up? What needs to happen next? But because I took it one book at a time, it took the pressure off me. Same again too with the Writecom blog and with the courses that I created. A year, 18 months ago, I hadn't a clue this blog even would exist. I hadn't even seen myself recording videos like this, like I'm doing now, and speaking to you, and in maybe podcast or whatever this is going to be in the future. I had no plan for what happened. I'm just taking it a day at a time. But all those little things I did, I took the steps. I made a video course from the my cheap children's picture book course, and then I moved on to another course, and then I moved on. And sometimes you're better off doing that, just kind of taking the pressure off yourself. Maybe just ditching away, throwing away that, you know, that 10-year plan or whatever it is that you see, and, you know, taking a day at a time, fly by the seat of your pants and see what works out and what doesn't work out. And, you know, maybe if you're somebody who needs to have a set plan, you need to know what you're going to be doing the next, you know, just break it down maybe to a monthly plan or something like that. Break it down to a smaller version and, you know, see what happens after that month, and then have a look and see what your following month you should be doing then, and see how it goes. So this has been today's episode or video, or whatever it's going to be in the future, as I said, on the Rightcom blog. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about me, if you'd like to know more of the content that I create, or see what I'm doing next, you're very welcome to come over to rightcom.com. That's WRITECOME.com. And if you drop by, we have some great free reports at the moment. One of them is, if you're an author, it's going to show you how to sell more books, some promotion tips and things like that. Should really help you out. So if you'd like to know more about me, as I said, come on over, and you're very welcome. We'd be glad to see you over there. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.